Hello, Brother Sewing and Crafting family. Angela Wolf here, and how are you today? Well, I'm a brand ambassador for Brother, and we are taking over the Brother Sews and Brother Crafting YouTube and Facebook pages, and today is a really fun project. Well, I wouldn't technically say project, but you're going to learn how to make the cutest bags you've ever seen. Jennifer is joining us, a Brother Educator, and I've already seen some of the samples, not all of them, but we could have sat there and talked for 10 minutes and missed the show. So we are here. If you've never been here before, say hi, say where you're from, and you never know. I see the whole wolf pack rolling in. You never know. Your neighbor might be, I don't know, fishing next to you or sewing. Now it's fishing season. So I have to give you a funny laugh real quick before Jennifer comes up. So this is not a Brother product, but I did go and buy one of those balance boards. I thought that would be, you know, at the standing desk during a live show. I thought it would be good exercise, right? I showed Jennifer. I can't balance right now. Just FYI, I'm sitting. I can't even stand on it. I would be there watching all of you, and then all of a sudden I'd be gone. So that one's going. Either I got to learn how to do that, or I don't know. Maybe you guys can give me some tips. So welcome to the party, everyone. Let's give Jennifer a nice warm welcome. Jennifer, I think you're muted. Just unmute yourself real quick. There you go. Hey, Jennifer, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Great to see you.
Good to see you. It's been a while.
I know. So what's happening in your neck of the woods?
Not a whole lot. Just sewing. That's what I do.
That's awesome. We've been sewing, and I actually have this little dress form behind me. We've been working on this, and it made me think of you with your projects that you're showing today. This is a little trench coat, and we added the little back panel, and I was mentioning how cool it would be to have Quiltbroidery or something like that on there, and I saw you were coming on, and for all of you that have been watching this sew along, what you're showing now and you're showing on a few bags could easily go on a garment. So this is going to be so cool.
Yes. Yeah.
So tell everyone what you're working on today.
So when Angela asked me to come on, I had to come up with an idea or something to spotlight. And I thought I would spotlight the Stellaire XJ1 machine. Our Stellaire is a wonderful machine. It has, it's great for any sewing room, but she doesn't get a lot of camera time. We're always talking about the Luminaire. So
no, the Luminaire just kind of steals the show.
Steals the show, and the Stellaire is a wonderful machine as well. So I have her set up behind me. You can't really see through me, but she's set up behind me, and she is a sewing and embroidery combo machine. You have the LED lighting, auto threading, my custom stitch. She can sew 1,050 stitches per minute. Oh. And she does have that Sew Straight laser guideline that we all love on the sewing side. 727 built-in stitches. And then you move over to embroidery. And she's also a Disney machine. So in addition to her built-in Disney or built-in embroidery designs, she's got 101 Disney designs. So I wanted to show you a little bit on the embroidery side today on quilting your own fabric. So
I love that. Quilting your own fabric, something that we could all do regardless if you make garments, home deck, bags, or quilts.
Yes, it could be used for so many purposes. But I'm a quilter as well as a bag maker. So my bags are just something I like to do for fun. So excellent. I thought I would do a step-by-step on how to quilt your own fabric.
We would love that. Everybody's saying hello. Everybody's rolled in. So take it away, Jennifer.
All right. So I'll just show you one quick sample that I have here. This is just a zippered bag. It's my own design. And I quilted the fabric before I put the bag together. And all the quilting is done on the Stellaire or the Luminaire, whichever machine you have. But I'm going to focus on the Stellaire. And it's done in my design center. So the one thing about the Stellaire is she does not have a camera or a projector, but she does use the My Design Center app. And your app can be used on any device that you have, whether it's an iPad or an Apple product or an Android product. You can use it on any device. So I have it on a little phone here. And that's your first step. So you would download the app. It's called My Design Snap app. And it's kind of a tongue twister. But with the app, you can, it acts as your camera for your Stellaire. So even though she doesn't have a camera, you've got the camera on your device and you can send photos directly to the machine. So you can position your embroidery just as you would on your other machines, or you can send it to My Design Center, which is what we're going to do today. So the first step is to take your picture of your hoop. So let me show you the hoops that come with the machine. I have one.
They look a little bit different than some of the other hoops that we've seen.
They do look a little bit different. The Stellaire XJ1 comes with 4 hoops. You get the 9.5 by 14, the 9.5 by 9.5, a 5 by 7, and a 4 by 4. And if you notice on the hoops, they all have a little coating marker around on the top and the bottom. And that is how your app communicates or recognizes the hoop size so that it can send your design picture to the machine. So it's very important when you hoop anything into any of the hoops that you don't cover up those coating markers, because that is how your camera recognizes. So
that would definitely be a problem.
Yes, yes. So all I have hooped in here is some soft cutaway. I like to use the soft cutaway on my bags or my quilting because I can just cut off the excess and I don't have to worry about pulling it out. It doesn't add a lot of bulk to my fabric. So I could even put my quilted fabric in a quilt or a garment without adding a lot of weight to it. Nice. So I've got a soft cutaway. And then I've got my 2 pieces. Well, I've got my 1 piece of fabric. And I've got a piece of batting. So they are quilted. And I use just batting. This is great for if you have scraps of batting, scraps of fabric that you don't want to get rid of, you can make little bags out of it. So I'm going to just lay those in the hoop. And I know this is really hard to see. I apologize. I only have the 1 camera or the 1 extra camera.
They'll see after you have it up there. No problem. And by the way, Jennifer, there's some really excited people to watch this because there are some new Stellaire owners in here today. So
awesome. Awesome. Congratulations on the new addition to your sewing room. So I've got it hooped. And now, Angela, I'm going to switch cameras and I'm going to take, I'll explain what I'm doing. You won't be able to see what I'm doing to take the picture because it's kind of hard to do it on camera. But I'm going to lay this on a flat surface and I'm going to use my app. But I'm going to show you getting into the app first.
Sounds wonderful.
So switch camera.
Okay, see you in a second. So while she's changing, I saw a few other people that said that they just received the Stellaire. So congratulations. And by the way, this is only one of the many tutorials for the Stellaire. If you go back through these videos on Brother Sew's Facebook or YouTube page, you can binge watch for a long time. And I have to admit, the Luminaire does take over a little bit because we just get so excited. But the Stellaire is awesome too, so this is going to be great. So as soon as Jennifer rolls over to that next camera, I'll bring her up because she is going to show you, just to be clear, she's going to show you how to get into the app and what it looks like on your phone. I think that's always something that's tricky for people to catch. So I think she's in. Maybe? You there, Jen? Yeah. We see you.
Here.
Or okay. We see your sewing mat.
You see my sewing mat. Okay. So I'm going to do this standing up. So I have my device here. Can you see it?
Yeah, it's just a little blurry. Maybe it'll hone in. There we go. That was good.
Is that better?
Yep.
Okay. So on my device, I'm going to go and I'm going to find the My Design Snap app and open it up. And like I said, you can send your design for embroidery positioning, or you can send it to My Design Center. So can you see this okay, Angela? I can't tell.
It's a little bit light, but we can see it. We can see it well enough to understand what you're doing.
Okay. So in this instance, I want to take a picture of my hoop just so that I can put my quilting over the top of it. So I'm going to choose the first one that says, under my design center, that says snap capture with frame for pattern editing.
And by the way, now we can see perfect. Your camera decided to focus and it looks awesome. So thanks.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so you'll get a message. I never check these because so that I don't see them again, because I like for people to see them as I do it. It's telling me how to hold my device so that it can take that picture and recognize the coding on the hoop. So I'm going to say okay, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my photo, which is the part you won't be able to see. But as I take my photo, if you've ever deposited a check online with your banking and had to hold your camera over, it does it just like that, and your camera will automatically take the picture.
So to give you all a visual, she's literally holding her phone or tablet or whatever you're using. She's using her phone over the hoop, and you want to make sure it's level, not sideways, and it will say, and it will pick up those markings on that hoop, and then she takes the photo. That easy.
Yes.
So
yes.
I'm being Jennifer right
now. Very good. Thank you for showing that, Angela. When you do get it level, it will actually count down 3, 2, 1, and it automatically snaps the picture. You don't have to touch anything. So now I've got my picture. I'm going to come back under the camera, so hopefully we'll be focused.
Oh yeah, and you know what? I forgot that you don't have to hit anything. I'm just so used to tapping.
Right. So I have my picture, and if you look at the bottom, it says send to machine. So all I have to do is send to the machine. It gives me a little message that it's sending, and then it says sent to my design center. It's that easy.
Super easy. Yeah, Marcia, this works. Marcia, this works on the this does work on the Luminaire, Marcia, but it's a little bit different. I mean, not different, but it doesn't do everything that the Stellaire does, because you know the hoops are not the same.
Right. Correct. So I'm going to now change my camera so that you can see my design center, and I'll show you how to bring up your photo.
Awesome. Okay, and keep asking your questions, by the way, because we will take breaks, and if I can't answer it, Jennifer, I know, can, or if I answer it incorrectly, she'll definitely correct me as well. So, but that's very cool. So, Marcia, you can take the photos and send them to your Luminaire, but it's different because it's not the exact same hoop. So, you have part of the app, I should say, and I'll have Jennifer clarify that when she comes back up too. She knows the technical stuff. All right, so I see some of you coming in. Yeah. Lynn, am I sensing that has happened to you? She said, please just make sure your machine is on. All right, here's Jennifer. I'm laughing because I have a feeling, judging by her exclamation point, that has happened.
Okay, so I'm at the Stellaire, and Angela, I have my back to the computer, so I can't see questions. So
oh no, I'll let you know. First, you take it away, and then we'll take a break for questions.
Okay. So we've sent the design to the Stellaire, and I have put the hoop on the machine very carefully, not to move the fabric, because one of the great things is that we've taken the picture of exactly where the fabric is in the hoop. So on my screen, I'm going to select my design center, and I'm going to try to zoom in here a little bit. It's going to be hard to see.
Well, we can see really well, actually.
Okay. So on my screen, in my design center, up on top, there are three leaf icons. Let me see if I
can get rid of this banner so they can see. For some reason, there, perfect. Okay, can you point this out one more time, Jennifer? Sorry about that.
So up at the top of your My Design Center, there are 3 leaf icons, and those correspond with the scanned images. If you're familiar at all with scanning on our Dream Machine or the Luminaire, you know that there's 3 ways to scan. And so that's why there's 3 icons. In this instance, what we want to do is we've just taken a picture and we want to just drop our embroidery over the top of the background. We don't want to actually turn the fabric into an embroidery design. We want to put the design over the top. So the first icon here is just to go ahead and use what we've taken a picture of as our background. So I'm going to touch that. And since we sent this through our wireless connection, I'm going to choose the Wi-Fi icon. And it brings up a list. Now you can see that I do this a lot. So the very top file in this list is the most recent image that you've sent to your machine. So I'm going to touch the top one. It shows me a picture of, or a picture of my picture, and I'm going to hit set. And now it's brought in my picture as my background image so that I can design over the top of it. I can lighten or darken that down here if I want to see it closer. And so what I'm going to do from here is drop in my background fill so that I can quilt my fabric. So I'm going to go into my shapes. And in the shapes, you have you have 5 different categories, and each one has a subcategory. The first one is just basic shapes, and you have basic shapes with an outline. It's just the outline. You have basic shapes with no outline, but a fill, and you have basic shapes with an outline and a fill. In this case, I don't really need an outline. I just want to put some quilting over the top of my fabric. So I'm going to choose my basic shape with just a fill. And I'm going to choose the square, and I'm going to hit OK. So it's going to drop in my basic shape, which has a fill to it. I'm going to go to size, and I'm going to size that to go over my fabric. So I can use the increase and decrease buttons. So I usually do my height first, and then I can move it a little bit, and then I do my width. Until I'm over the top of my background fabric, and I'm going to hit OK. Now it's all red because it has that as a basic fill stitch. So here we have our line properties. In my design center on the Stellaire, we have 5 different line designs, but we don't have to worry about that because we're not going to do an outline. And we have actually 15 different background fills as well as the standard embroidery fill. So down here in these 4 icons, those are your background fill properties. So I'm going to go to my properties here, which looks like a piece of paper. And I'm going to leave it at red because it's so easy to see on the screen. And I've got my background, or I've got my embroidery fill, I've got a stipple. And then when I touch this 3rd one, it brings up another menu. And these are my 15 different quilting fills that I can choose in my design center. So you really can make anything you want customized. So I'm going to choose the circles for this, and I'm going to hit OK. And I'm going to hit OK again. Now, in my 4 menu icons here, I want to make sure to hit the paint bucket. The paint bucket will drop that fill in my entire shape. So once I hit that, I can touch inside, and it drops my quilting design right into my square shape over my background. I'm going to hit next, and I'm going to increase this background as big as it will go because I don't want real dense quilting. So I'm going to go all the way up to 200 and hit set. And then I'm going to change the angle a little bit. I'm going to change that to 30. And this is all like just however you want to do it. There's no right or wrong. It's whatever looks good to you. And I'm going to hit set. And this is actually an outline. You can leave this on or off. This isn't your shape outline. It's kind of like an outline to your quilting. I usually leave it on because then it holds down the outside of my fabric. So I'm going to leave that on. I'm going to hit set. I'm going to hit preview. And it will say that it's not going to save it, but do you want to continue? And I'm going to say okay. And it's going to show me on the screen what it looks like. Now all I have to do to actually quilt this or stitch this is hit set. It's going to convert it into an embroidery pattern. It's asking me, is it okay to move on to the embroidery screen? And I'm going to say okay. It's going to ask me if I want to update my background image because I may have done something else with a different image. And I'm going to say okay. And now I'm in my embroidery screen. All I have to do from here is touch embroidery, drop my presser foot, and hit the green button to go. And that's it.
How simple is that?
I just stopped the machine. I'm going to change cameras because I'm going to show you what it looks like stitched out.
Awesome. I see a lot of people in here are saying, once you try this once, it's going to be great. And those of you asking questions about the Luminaire, no, you do not need to buy these hoops. Your machine already has things way more technological than this. So just FYI. While Jennifer's swapping, I'll just, I'll take her out for a second while she changes cameras. So, oh, that didn't take long.
I just had to turn around.
Welcome back. Okay, so could you real quick, Jennifer, just explain, because the Luminaire, if I'm correct, has a camera, correct?
Yes.
And the Stellaire does not. So the Luminaire people that are saying, do I have to buy these hoops? No, they don't.
No, you don't. Because the Luminaire has a camera, you can actually do this right in the Luminaire. You can put your fabric in the hoop, just like I did. And then when you go to my design center, you can scan it in my design center and it'll bring up your image right on the machine.
That's it. Thank you.
So you don't need the special hoops. The hoops are for the machine without the camera.
Here's a good one. Michelle, how do you keep the fabric from moving? Because you had it floated in there.
You know, I've never had a problem. If you wanted to, you could use some sort of a tape, you know, in the corners, or you could use some spray adhesive. I don't generally like to use that. Gums up my needles. But with the batting over the stabilizer and then the fabric on the batting, it kind of keeps it from shifting. So as long as I don't actually brush it, you know, or move it, I don't generally have a problem.
Yeah, I haven't had a problem either, but those are two extra things that you could do.
Yeah. So here's the finished piece.
I'll bring your question up in just a second, Deborah. Let's see it. Let's look at her. Oh, look at how cute that is.
So, you know, you can cut your pieces whatever size you want. If you have a pattern that you're using that calls for, you know, a front and a back, and you want to quilt the fabric, you can cut it to the size in your pattern and quilt it. So there's so many possibilities.
So cute, so cute. You have some more samples too. And Deborah had a quick question for you. Can you do a continuous design on a larger piece of fabric?
Yes, you can, but that is another class.
Another day. And that's another class for another day, Deborah. But yes, you can.
Yeah. Yes. So I have some other samples. So once you start, I think you said somebody said, once you start, you don't stop.
Someone said that. Yes, you're hooked.
You're hooked. And so I started doing this on fabric, and then another educator had an idea and it just took off. And I know that people have seen these, but I now collect garbage.
That's so cute.
And so I anytime any of my girlfriends have a bag from, you know, anything that they've consumed or purchased, they always bring me their garbage. So I have a lot of bags that I've made, you know, cookies.
Oh my gosh, that's cute.
Cheetos.
Which is officially not a brother product, but just so you know.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Chips.
Snacks.
Snacks. And what's great is, like I said, you can do any size. So if you notice, all of these are different size bags, and I just went with whatever size the bag was. And then I've got them all, you know, lined, and I give them as gifts. You know, if you knew what kind of snack your best friend, I think yesterday was National Best Friends Day. So, you know, if you knew what size or what kind of snack your best friend made or likes, you could make her a special bag. You know, I've got fruit snacks.
Oh my gosh, that's cute.
And like I said, I collect garbage. So here in Oregon, we have some interesting snacks that you can purchase, and just the bag is so cute. I can't bear to throw it away. Like, this would make the cutest little zipper bag for my nephew.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I'll do potato chips. I'll send you a bag.
Cat treats.
Oh my gosh, cute.
I mean, literally anything. You can get obsessed.
Oh my gosh, this is so much fun.
So you can do, you know, those type of bags. You can do fabric. It's not just for bags. I've done this and made burp cloths. You know, you could do quilted burp cloths. Like you said, on the back of your coat there, you could quilt the back of your coat. You could actually quilt in the hoop and make a quilt. So many possibilities.
I didn't know that's what you're working on this week. And I was, this is my little makeup bag, and this is all quilted with different designs all over. Isn't that fun?
So cute. Yes.
Yeah. I love those quilting designs. I love them. So just a couple questions. Some people were asking, I think Tara asked that, was the piece that you embroidered the exact size that you needed, or did you have a little bit larger piece of fabric first and then cut down?
No, I usually cut my fabric just a little bit larger, because when you quilt, if you've ever quilted anything, you know that it kind of shrinks a little bit. So I cut it a little bit larger, and then that way, especially if I'm working with another pattern that's not mine, that way I can actually cut my quilted piece down to the size that I need, without being short. If I'm making one of these, I generally just quilt it and then cut it to whatever size works. I don't cut it any bigger.
So a few people are asking, well, Cindy says, could you just walk them through? Are you going to show how to make those, or could you just walk them through how you did that? Just a simple zippered bag.
The process in my design center and with the app is the same. I wasn't going to walk through it, but what I would do is I would cut the bag apart, and then I would apply over the top. I use a iron-on vinyl that you can get at any craft store, and I do that with a low setting so that I'm not actually quilting on the bag itself. And then I just put the bag in place of the fabric. So instead of this blue fabric, I would put my batting down and then the bag that has the vinyl on it over the top. And then from there, it's the same exact process. Very easy. And there are so many free YouTube videos too on how to make little bags, zippered bags of any kind. I didn't have quite a few. Once you do a couple, you just kind of know the process, and you just, you know.
So
Go
Lisa
for
says
it.
you stitch right directly on the garbage. You had mentioned that you put the vinyl on top.
Yes. So I put the vinyl on top, the iron-on vinyl, and then I stitch right on the vinyl. And I've been using this one for like 2.5 years.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So it's very, it's not gone anywhere yet. And I carry this everywhere.
That's awesome. Sherry, yes. Sherry says, yes, this was from the master class. I did some projects in there, but I made sure I had my initials. I should have put some of my sisters because their birthdays are coming up. Those, though, would be great gifts. Might have to take my nephews my nephews are in town, and I might have to put them in the garbage. Send them good pieces of garbage, or I'll just have them eat all the chips and then I'll take their bags.
My nephews love me because I always have candy.
How does the back look if you're doing quilting in the hoop? Are there any extra threads? Let's see. There you go. Looks pretty good.
Looks pretty
Actually,
good.
I have to say it looks awesome.
Yes.
All right, Vilma, I'm sorry. Can you add custom quilting patterns? Well, that's for another class as well, but
yes, you can. You can do the same, but like you said, it's another class. It's a couple different steps.
And I can't remember if you showed this before, which Vilma, you might want to go back through some of the old YouTube videos because there was a really good tutorial on having a sketch, taking your sketch and putting it into the machine. And I believe it was shown on the Luminaire. And I think it was shown on the Stellaire as well. So you want to go back and watch that because you could have a sketch that you have and turn that into embroidery for quilting. I mean, there's so much you can do.
We have a little bit of time. I have a hoop here and I have a design. I can show how to bring that into my design center if you'd like.
Well, would you guys like to see that? I know
you have a lot of new Stellaire owners, so you know.
I think that would be great. If you don't mind doing that, we would love that.
Okay, so let me go grab that. I'll be right back.
All right. See you in a second. Don't you love the live shows? We can just spin on a minute and come up with something totally different. So she will grab that because, that was a great question. And I know it was a great tutorial, but I can't tell you exactly what episode it was. So you might have to be binge watching for a while. So I see other questions rolling in too. So I will make sure that everyone says yes. Oh, in case you're wondering, Jennifer, it's like a unanimous. Yes, yes, yes. So she's getting to her machine right now. Anne says she's going to try this. I know those bags are really cute. A definite yes. All right, here she comes. Bring you back up here, Jennifer. All right, what do you have?
All right, so I'm going to use this. This is the 9.5 by 9.5 hoop that comes with the Stellaire. And then I have, and I apologize, I've been using this. This is just a line drawing that I got off of the Brother Creative Center Brother Creative Center webpage. There's all kinds of arts and crafts on the Creative Center. So this is the drawing that I'll be using. And I'm going to switch cameras, but I'm going to take a picture in the hoop again and show you guys how to send this to my design center to change it into an embroidery.
Awesome. And so while you're switching cameras, I'll just take you out. And yes, by the way, it was Barbara. Patty, thank you. Barbara's the one that had shown that. So if you go back through some of those episodes, it was a full hour show. So this will give you like a quick preview, but she showed how to do borders on the quilt and things like that. It was very, very cool. Oh, thanks, Darlene. Actually, I was just looking. Yes, this is a hand-dyed shirt. I don't remember if it started white. I hand-dyed it with blue and green. And I just realized it matches the Chloe trench behind me. So now I got to really finish that jacket next week so we can, so I can wear it. I think it's going to be a perfect match. Should have turned it into a dress or something. All right, Jennifer, I think she's ready for us. You ready for us?
I am ready.
Okay.
All right. So let me just get the app ready.
We'll wait till
See if we can
I'll let
get
you know
it
when
to
it
focus.
focuses. There you go. Your
All
focus.
right.
Perfect.
So I'm back in the same My Design Snap app. And this time we're going to do this. Well, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do My Design Center. We're going to choose the same one, Snap Capture with Frame for pattern editing. It's going to give me the same message, which is how to hold your camera. I'm going to go ahead and take the picture. And the way I'm taking the picture is I'm just putting that heart drawing in the center of my hoop. I don't actually have it hooped because I don't need to have it on stabilizer or anything. But I've got it in the center of the hoop so that I can see those coding markers. And I'm going to hold my device.
I'll be Jennifer. Hold it nice and straight. She's holding it right over that hoop again. And this time it's a photo. So same thing.
This time it's a photo. So here's what it looks like. Let me adjust again.
There, that looks great.
All right. So it was able to take the picture because it saw those coding marks. So now at the bottom of the screen, it still says send to the machine. I'm going to touch OK. And it's going to give me the message that it sent it. So now I'm going to go over to My Design Center and I'll show you how to bring it up.
Sounds good. All right, as you can see, that's a pretty easy process there, definitely. Oh, thanks, Anne. We love the shows too. It's always fun seeing everybody. It's a favorite part of my week, actually. All right, let's see any questions rolling in as she's down there. Welcome. All of you that joined in a little later, don't worry. You can go back and watch this because it was very cute. All right, Jennifer's back. We see you. Great.
I'm back. So we're back at the home screen of our Stellaire. I'm going to go to My Design Center. And like I explained before, you've got the 3 leaves, which represent your scanned images. In this case, we took a picture of just a line drawing. So I'm going to go to Line. And I'm going to go to Wi-Fi because we sent it with our app. Same deal here. The very top file is the last image that we sent to our machine. So I'm going to touch that. It's going to bring up a picture of what we sent. I'm going to hit set. And this time, instead of sending it just as a background image so that we could put something over the top of it, it actually knows that we want to turn it into an embroidery. So I'm going to just crop. I'm just going to crop a little bit just so you can see the process. And I'm going to crop by dragging my red handles. I'm just going to show you this heart here. And I'm going to hit OK. So I've got just that heart. There's some stuff around it, but I can erase that in My Design Center. So I'm going to go to Set. And now I can see the background of my original photo, but I can actually, here on the bottom, I can make that lighter so I can't see it and it doesn't distract me. So from here, I have lots of tools to work with. I have an eraser, and I can actually erase parts of the design that I don't want. You can make the eraser bigger.
Jennifer, everybody wants your stylus.
I'm only using this one because I couldn't find the other one.
I have one like that too. So all of you that are asking about that, just do a internet search. You'll find one.
Oops, I made a mistake. See, I cut into my heart. So there's an undo button. We love that we have an undo button. We can zoom in and out if we want to see closer.
Oh my gosh, look at how well you can see that.
So I would
No.
continue to erase, what I didn't want. But then we can turn this into an embroidery. I can actually turn this outline into stitches. These are my line properties. I can go to my line properties. I've got 5 different options, as well as I can choose to not sew it if I just wanted the fill. I can change it to, a triple stitch. I can say I want it purple, hit OK. Again, you've got a pencil, which means you just want to just do a little bit at a time. Or I've got a paint bucket, which means I want the whole line done. And then if I touch the paint bucket and I touch my line, I don't know if you could see that changed color, but now it's applied those settings to my line. And then maybe I want to add something to the inside. So I'm going to go to my fill properties. And maybe I want to just, let's see, I'll go back into our fill patterns. Maybe I'll put some roses inside the heart. And I'll make those pink. Touch OK. Again, I'm going to touch my paint bucket and I'm going to touch inside the heart. When I hit next, there's my design. I can make, let me go back here. This shows you what's selected. So right now it's just got my heart selected. If I want to work on my outline, I can toggle to the outline and I can make some changes to that if I'd like. So I'm going to go back to my heart. I'm going to maybe make that fill just a little bit bigger. And like I said, there's no right or wrong. This is all whatever looks good to you. Maybe I can change the angle. And because I have an outline on my heart, I'm going to turn this outline off. And then I'm going to touch preview and touch OK. And it's now converted it to an embroidery. Now, obviously, I could have done some more detail in cleaning up the excess on the outside, but that's how easy it is to turn a image from your phone or from your device and the app in my design center to an embroidery.
So simple. So simple.
So I would hit set. It would take me to my embroidery screen. It's going to update the background because we don't need the last image, which would have been our blue fabric. And I can actually turn off the background up here on the top. So there's my original image. You can see how it's exactly where it was on the paper.
Yeah.
But I can turn that off so that it's not distracting.
Very nice. You know what? Will you hit that button one more time? I'll take the banner off. Okay, Tret, so they can just see where that was.
Right here. Right there. This is your background. On. And off.
Awesome.
Okay.
That was a great tutorial. She's flipping back to her. She's going to join us back on camera. I can see all of your questions. So the stylus, no, it's not a Brother product, which is, if you haven't been with the show, do an internet search for it, or Jennifer can send it to me, and not literally. She can let me know and I can post it in a blog post for you. So Jennifer is coming back. I think, are you coming back, Jen?
I am.
Okay, great. Oh, or like magic. I didn't even need to take you out. Everyone said that is so cute. Could you turn that into an applique? Someone asked. Of course you could.
There is another button for that.
Yes. And there's literally one button to turn it into an applique.
One button, just touch it and it adds your applique stitches for you.
Yeah. Oh, you're welcome.
And then if you want to take it a bit further, if you turned it into an applique, you could save that file on a USB and take it to your Scan and Cut DX machine, and it will read the file for you, and you can cut your applique pieces on your Scan and Cut.
There you go. Even more. Shirley. Shirley says her friends are kayaking and she's watching their chairs so she could watch the show. Hey, Shirley. Oh, that's cute. Oh, I'm glad. All right. Any other questions for Jennifer? That was so informative and everybody's loving the bags. So by the way, on those bags, someone asked earlier, can you wash them or do you just hand wash them if they get dirty? Anything? Have you washed them?
I just hand wash them with a little bit of damp cloth.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the fabric ones you could throw in the washing machine. It's just all fabric.
Definitely. All right, let me just make sure I'm not missing any more questions. I think I read through them all. What about covering the fabric? Do you just copy? Not sure what she means by that.
I'm not sure what Darlene means about covering the fabric. Do you just copy?
Hey, Cindy, the applique button is right in your when you go into embroidery. There's two different buttons that kind of look the same. It's right there. Just go look in your manual real quick and you'll see it. Because it's different. It's in the same location on the Luminaire and the Stellaire, but it's the same icon.
But it's the same icon, yes. That's what's great is all of the icons on our Brother products match. So when you go from a different machine or even when you go into your scan and cut, the icon is the same.
She said, okay,
so
awesome.
Don't want to confuse you.
Yeah. All right. I think there aren't any more questions. I don't believe. There's always a delay. So I like to wait just a second. Oh, yes. You don't want to miss this one. This is a good one with a lot of great tips in it too. Oh, you're welcome, Patricia. I love that first bag that you had, Jennifer, with the ocean stuff on it.
Oh, yes. Yes. Because my husband is very nautical. He loves the ocean. We have a saltwater fish tank, which Angela has found out about and loves to hear about. So when I find any fabric that's a nautical theme, I have to grab it. I mean, he's got mermaid pillowcases and,
Oh, that's so cool. She's using the Brother Stellaire.
Yes, it's the Stellaire XJ1. It's the embroidery sewing combo.
Awesome. Do you add? Yes, she does, Kathy. Oh, wait. Do you add iron-on vinyl to the lining? No, she adds it to the. Well, I don't know. What
not to the lining. The lining is just regular fabric.
But you could use a plastic lining if you wanted to, Kathy, in there. If you're going to use it for stuff that you need to wipe off, that's fine too.
Or a washable lining that you can get. You can use that as well.
Yeah, I think that's all of them. Double checking. If I'm missing any, can you see them, Jennifer, in case I'm missing one?
I'm looking here.
Don't go fishing in her tank.
I wouldn't recommend it. The fish are only about this big, so.
Oh, God.
It's very good eating.
That was really funny. Yeah, that she would not be my friend. Someday I'll share the story about my husband and his goldfish adventure when he was a child, but that will be for another show, another day as well. Let's just say the fish in the tank didn't turn out too well, and he was 10 years old, and I think it never rubbed off.
Yeah, no.
Oh, gosh. All right, so this was a great show, Jennifer. I cannot wait to try this, especially because
I want to see what everybody makes.
I know. Oh, and by the way, when you do make it, let me just bring up the Brother. In case those of you have been on vacation, you haven't noticed, the Brother blog is back. Actually, that's not the address. Here you go. I know it's long, but if you go to brothersews.com or brother-usa.com, scroll to the bottom, there is a blog for crafting and there is a blog for sewing. And let me tell you, there are a ton of designs in there. They brought everything over from the old blog, and now they're adding all the new stuff. And as you know from Joanne, she was on Tuesday. If you like embroidery, go back and catch that show. She has features of the free design of the month, and many of those are still free. So you might want to go back if you're, want to check that out. And there are a lot of places. And then don't forget, you can go back and watch all of these videos. And there are, Jennifer, how many have we had? A lot.
Oh my gosh, a lot. You can find a video on anything you'd like to know.
anything.
I refer people to the videos a lot because they are so informative.
Absolutely. Everybody's saying thanks. Oh, see, Patricia, I'm glad somebody new knows about the blog now. I'll tell you what, the blog, even I go back sometimes. I have a couple like sew-alongs on there, and I was like, did I ever do that? Where's my canvas bag that I made 2 years ago? And there's videos to go back and through the little nail bags. There's zippered bags. Those of you wanted to watch how to make a zippered bag, there's a lot of fun stuff. So I cannot wait to see you again. Those of you that like to watch the show every week, Saturday is another episode of It's So Easy TV, and it is Thursday, right? These weeks are flying by.
It is Thursday, yes. It's hard to believe it's Thursday.
I know. And so next week we're back again Tuesday, I believe at noon, and Cindy Hogan will be on with a project on the 10 needles. So this is going to be a fun week. And on Wednesday, I'll be finishing up this jacket, hopefully finishing it. I forgot I have to add sleeves. That might take 2 more weeks, but I can't look it. I didn't even realize this matched until I took you out and someone said, I love your top. I think I have a matching outfit already.
You have a matching outfit. Yes.
So until I see you again, Jennifer, I'm going to practice on this board. All I know is if you know those boards that you put out on the water, what do you call those? The balance boards, but they're kind of like for a paddleboard. Yeah. Sounds like that's what I really want to do. And everyone said, well, try this standing board and see how it goes. Well, let me just say, if I was on a paddleboard right now, I would be awfully wet.
Yeah, but at least when you fall into the water, it's right on the floor.
When I see you next month or so, I'll let you know how this goes. All right, Brother Sewing Crafting family, we are so glad to have you today. Thank you, and see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Somewhere. See you later.